Hello and welcome along to the latest episode of the Startup Accountant podcast. Today we are joined by Elaine from Sentro Labs. Hi Elaine, how are you?
Thanks.
Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks for coming. It's always great to have new people on the pod. Elaine, we recently met you at the Startup Awards. You applied for the live judging round this year.
I did. Second year in a row.
Very good. Oh, second year, very good. And how did you find the second time?
Yeah, a little bit easier. Not as nerve-wracking as the first year, but yeah, definitely, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it's a great day out in fairness, and it's such an experience as well, actually going into McCann Fitzgerald for the actual live judging and then on to the live awards night as well. So what category did you enter this year?
So we're product and manufacturing this year, and we also entered for the live pitch that you do on the night.
Oh, wow, okay.
So yeah, we were contacted about that there just yesterday. Asked would we like to do it, and of course myself and Robert are arguing about who's going to do it, but we couldn't say no.
Brilliant. Oh wow, we've got to look forward to that now, because it's only next week now is the actual awards night. So I actually didn't know they were doing the live thing on the stage, but that's brilliant. So I suppose who people that don't know about Sentro Labs, what is Sentro Labs and how did you come up with it?
Okay, so Sentro Labs basically is helping enhance people's lives. That's what we say. Essentially what we've done is we've created supplements. We started with a plan of the sort of 7 core pillars of health that were all kind of, I suppose, the holy grail is having a great night's sleep, is having really good gut health, is having hormonal balance, is having lots of energy and being able to, live a really good life. And I know people do that through lifestyle, fitness, diet, but sometimes that's not enough. And for us, myself and my husband, it wasn't enough. We went through a particularly stressful time when we moved back from Australia. So we emigrated home 4 years ago with 2 young children. We had to sell a house, sell a business, come back here and start all over again. And we found that no matter how much sleep we got or didn't get, as the case was, or what we ate, or how much we exercised, we were still tired. We still weren't sleeping great. Our gut health wasn't great. I'd sort of entered into that kind of perimenopause of is this my life now? Is this how I'm going to feel, or can I improve this? And so I think everybody can do with a little bit of help if you're not getting all the nutrients and living, kind of in that best place. And so what we started doing was researching the pillars of health, and sort of stress and sleep was one of them. And so that was our equilibrium.
Very good.
And that was kind of the first one we started with, because that was the one we struggled with the most. The others here are performance and harmony. So they're like women's and men's version of hormonal balance. So a support for hormones. And then our latest product is bioresilience. So it's for energy, immunity and gut health. So we often find that, especially coming into winter, you're just a bit run down, a bit tired. This has 24 vitamins and minerals, along with probiotics and L-glutamine for your gut health. So we're sort of addressing kind of the core areas here, and they're things we take every day. And so that's kind of, Sentro Labs came from obviously a tough time. And we did take lots of supplements, and we were taking all of these individual ones, and we went, come on, there has to be a better way.
A one-stop shop.
A one-stop shop. And not just for women or not just for men, something that could be, kind of across the board, unisex, because there's a lot of brands out there that do focus on women's health or just men's health. Actually, men's health is probably a very underserved market, so we found. But so our multivitamin can be taken by anyone. It's
Brilliant.
Not just women or men, it's both. And that's why we wanted the products to do that. But we also have the individual women and men kind of hormones. We need different things. Look, as just genetically
we're getting any younger.
No. And that's the other thing, because we're, I suppose, in our 40s. 10 years ago, had we started a business like this, it would have been very different. Probably would have been, collagen, protein, electrolytes. We were going to the gym all the time. We didn't have kids. Things were, just a little bit sort of, your lifestyle is totally different. But I think a lot of us will relate to, you get into your 40s, you've got young kids, you've got a mortgage, you decide to throw in emigrating across the world. And all of those stresses kind of just take their toll, and people don't have, it's not that they don't want to, they don't have the time, and you kind of lose your way a bit with diet and exercise. Your priorities
change as well.
Yeah.
So even though I know I've 2 kids at home, we've little Ben who's 8 weeks now, and then Eva who's 2.5, but there's late nights there as well, and pressure with work and stuff like that, and it's hard to actually look after yourself then. Like, even I find myself going, right, well, cup of coffee, chocolate, whatever it is, keep myself going, because you're on autopilot, and this is what I should be doing, because you need to kind of look after yourself now, because if you don't do it now, where are you going to end up?
And that's kind of like where we got to. I was at a stage where I'm going, I don't feel good. I don't feel not that I don't feel healthy. I didn't feel energized. I wasn't getting a great night's sleep. I felt like I was dragging myself through the day. I was like, there has to be a better solution. And I felt I was doing as much as I could with my diet. But then if you like that, you didn't get a good night's sleep. So you're just like, a few cups of coffee. And then 3 o'clock comes and you're like having a bar of chocolate. And then you're wondering why you've no motivation to go to the gym that night. But like the little people in your lives and other things, other pressures and work, they get in the way of living the perfect lifestyle.
Absolutely,
so we're not trying to fix that for people, but what we're trying to do is enhance their lifestyle. So if you're making all those changes and trying your best, sometimes you just need that little something extra.
And it is very hard to make those right decisions, because even like I was in the shop there recently and I was going, right, okay, I need to start eating healthy, you're doing something right. There was very little fruit in the shop. I won't say what shop it was, but very little fruit. It was like, it's all chocolate bars, oat bars, like bottles of Coke, Monster. I was like going, where are the blueberries? Now this is just a normal little shop, but like, this is exactly what people need, is to get that balance, because it is too fast, and that's obviously the more addictive things that people are going for the whole time.
It's a bit of a shame though, isn't it? Like how far we've come in terms of you've just reminded me of a story, but it's my mum and dad have a supermarket, and
very good.
We were looking back in old photo albums of the 90s, and the one thing my husband looked at and went, oh my God, there's so much fruit and veg here. And it was a picture of the fruit and veg section, which is still there, but it's made up of a lot more confectionery and things that people want, that kind of quick fix, but it's dressed up as healthy, like, like a Snickers bar dressed up as a protein bar, or, and it's made to feel healthy, but it's colourful and it's much more engaging. So of course people want that, and it's quick because we're all so much busier now. But like, if you remember, I don't know what age you are, but I remember growing up and it was meat and 2 veg. That was it. There was no other option. There was no restaurants to go to. There was no Uber Eats. There was
absolutely.
You didn't have the options to go or the money to go and just buy whatever you wanted. And there wasn't as many shops. So the choice wasn't there. I think our diets and our lifestyles were probably a little slower before technology as well. So you had more time.
No, absolutely.
So look, I think it's not that you just take this and everything's perfect. Like, it is an overall kind of a lifestyle. Like, it's an ecosystem of, if you've got good sleep, then you're going to feel like going to the gym. And if you feel like going to the gym, you're going to want to eat better. You're not going to want to eat that bar of chocolate when you get home from the gym.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And I suppose even looking at it here, like, it's a very technical product.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of science going into this, even the packaging or even producing it. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, how was that whole journey? Was it hard?
Yeah, look, it's not, I wouldn't say hard, because it's something we really wanted to do. So there's lots of hurdles, lots of things we didn't know, lots of learnings along the way. So what we started with, firstly, we were like, right, we knew what we wanted to solve. We knew the ingredients we really loved, but we didn't know how do we put these together in a way that would actually be allowable, because it's very heavily regulated by the EU in terms of the ingredients you can put in, the dosages, and then how you can put them together as well. So your recipes. And so we started by looking for a manufacturer that could help us with recipe development. And we were just ringing manufacturing facilities, but we actually got in touch with somebody very influential that we could credit with all of this just snowballing and taking off so quickly. We had the ideas in our head. We knew what we wanted. But when we reached out to a number of factories, we picked up the phone and got on the phone to the right person at the right time, who helped us with all of our recipe development and kind of put us on the right track. Like, there's lots of things like your labels on the back here. We have to have all of your daily allowable dosages in there. You have to list all of them. These all have to be registered then with the HSE, with the EFSA. We also have all the studies. So all of the ingredients will have health claims next to them. Some of them will have pending health claims. Some of them won't have health claims at all. But they will say that, vitamin B will contribute to the normal functioning of your nervous system and cells.
Very good, yeah.
And then the likes of vitamin D will contribute to bone health. So knowing all these things.
Compliance is huge.
It's compliance, but it's also the research behind it. And actually being even pointed in the right direction to go and find that research, and learning all about that ourselves has been phenomenal. So we worked with the right people, so pharmacists, scientists, to help us bring the recipes to life.
Brilliant.
And then once we had that, then obviously we work with really credible manufacturing facilities also based here in Ireland. And then our packaging is also based here in Ireland. But again, it's like I think it's like a snowball, just gathers steam. So we found the person to help with recipes. That person then said, well, I can help with manufacturing. That person said, well, look, we have a label provider. They're based in Ireland. Why don't you talk to them? So we talked to them. Then someone else said, we have a packaging provider, and why don't you talk to them? And it's all
very organic.
It really is.
That's
and
brilliant,
it felt like it was meant to be, like all the dominoes just kind of falling into place.
But it looks fabulous. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks absolutely fabulous. Like the marketing looks very professional, and like it's nearly like kind of a brand that's been around for years. You'd expect to see in a pharmacy, like, so no.
We are in about 80 pharmacies now, so
maybe I have seen it.
Yeah, maybe I have actually.
And so getting into pharmacies, like, was that hard? Because I know a lot of like startups, they have these great ideas, but often the biggest problem is trying to get those wholesale contracts and get on shelves.
So there's a little bit of old fashioned. We got in the car, we had the samples under our arm, walking in, and they're going, who are you? What are you doing here? Nobody knows who you are, right? Yeah. So when you start, we're just over a year old. So really 6 months ago, nobody had a clue who we were. And also we only had 3 products. So we were in that space where 3 products probably wasn't enough for someone to say, oh yeah, we can put you on a shelf, because like you're not going to make an impact with 3 products. We also had talks with the distributor in Ireland, but again, they were like, you've only got a couple of products, we've got 1,500 product lines. How come, they're not going to take your product and start promoting it. And we get that, it's business. So once the BioResilience came on the market, this was kind of a game changer for us, because this is a unisex product that is an everyday product for people. So it's not like a specific stress and sleep, or it's not hormonal imbalance. This is actually somebody looking for, I want something just for everyday, multivitamin, go-to. And so that kind of changed the game for us a little bit. And so we went back to the distributor we'd been speaking with, who kind of said, look, we're not ready for you yet. And now they are ready. And so now we're with them. Now, that's not to say we haven't been out on the road and we haven't been into health food shops and pharmacies and you name it. But people are getting to know us. And I think it's not easy. We're in about 80 outlets now.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I think, but like I'd say 40 of those are just us driving to the stores going, would you like to try this? And we had samples and saying, let your customers try it. But it also came from, we've quite a big social presence. And so we'd actually go out to the customers with emails or on socials and say, where would you like to see us? They would suggest a place and we would visit that place, or we'd get in touch with that place. And the other thing is just persistence. We literally pester people into listing us. We just send an email and be like, okay, who hasn't come back to us? It's Monday morning, we've emailed 30 people.
Sometimes I think like that example of walking to pharmacies, like that's what you need to do sometimes. And like luckily, hopefully you get talking to the right person, but like going in, telling them your story, like it'd be hard not to take you on. Like, it is,
but they want the credibility as well. They want the science and they want to, they want all of those things. So actually having manufactured in Ireland, having the recipes developed in Ireland, and actually even packaging in Ireland, that all adds to, oh, you're Irish, you're fully Irish. They love that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the opposite is true as well. The more pharmacies we got listed in, the more our online sales grew, because people would go, oh, can I buy you in store? And you go, yeah, you can get us in all the McCabe's pharmacies. And they go, okay, great. But then they go buy online. It's nearly like it's a trust thing, isn't it? So
I nearly think with it as well, like there's so much information out there. Like people like to go do their own bit of research as well. And maybe especially something like this, they go off and they see it and they go, okay, wow, this is what's in it, and super, and then they bought into it. So nearly it's probably just a good blend between the two, being like in the retail and online. So that's amazing.
Definitely. And we're all about promoting the retailers that stock us and really kind of pushing them, because we're so delighted that they believe in us enough to take the product on, that we will push that in our socials too. Like, look where we're stocked, go and get your product in Dunshaughlin, or go and get your product in Galway. And, it's good for us, but it's good for them too.
I know, and I think you always get what you give, like, and like literally if you give back, you'll get it again. It's like karma. I always believe in that. And like you just have to play the game and just go with it, and things happen. And it's a great thing. So like, obviously you're early in the startup stage, like, what's been the biggest challenge so far?
Cash flow. Yeah. It always is. This is actually our third business, so it's not our first time round. We had 2 other businesses, but in Australia when we lived there, and very different businesses. We have one that was like a retail only outlet. We did a bit of online with that towards the end, and then a purely e-commerce business.
Very good.
The biggest thing is I knew the staff that I needed. I knew the team members that we wanted to bring on board from the outset. And so I knew by bringing them on, we could grow much quicker because I knew the skills they would bring to the team, the stuff that I could do, but my time would be better served doing something else. Yeah. And so we made the decision early on. Myself and Robert stayed working for the first 6 months, both full time. Mm-hmm. I went fully into the business in January. Robert is still working because someone needs to keep the lights on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we don't pay ourselves unless there's money left to pay ourselves. So we pay the staff, and we pay our suppliers, and we put everything else back into the business. Now we're very lucky that we're in that position. We can do that, but it's a conscious decision that one of us stayed employed.
No, absolutely.
And the other one, the other one's in the business. So,
and that's super. Like both of you are bought into it as well, because sometimes it can be like one person wants to do it and the other one doesn't. And like they're trying to do it at night time, and it just doesn't work. But like you kind of do need to go all in on it, and it's great that so Robert can keep working as well. That's super. And you can champion it.
We're very different though, like that. Like I'm let's just dive in, head first. Let's go for it. I would have just said leave your job. It's grand. We'll make it work. But luckily he's the voice of reason.
No, sounds like a good team. And then so that's the biggest challenge. So what would the biggest success, or what was your best moment so far?
To be honest, actually getting through to the National Startup Awards last year was fantastic, because we were only in business 2 months, or 3 months at that stage. And so the fact that we were even considered.
This is real.
I know. I was like, wow. I was like, people actually, this is great. And, we were so early, and now we only had one product, and we didn't win, sadly. But the fact that even just getting to that and then meeting the right people, that was really exciting for us, purely because we met people like Rosalind from Further, who has actually helped us now and mentored us for the last 12 months. She's brilliant, and she's helped me with all the applications, my 3 applications to Enterprise Ireland for my pre-seed startup funding, which we finally got. Like I was saying, we're still in the kind of paperwork stages of that. But again, that's another kind of, for us, a seal of approval that Enterprise Ireland see that there's viability, exportability, and a future to this business.
And even if you look at that, say 12 months ago, or 2 months, Chancellor Aaron throwing it in. Yeah. And then, it was actually, you went for an award show, and then it was literally, you built up your network, got involved in the startup community, which is what we're trying to build out now into an alumni for past people going through it. And then also 12 months later, your journey, the fact that you're talking to EI, you're talking to the Ross, and it's amazing to hear that.
We forget how far. You forget how far you've come, and then you think back and go, oh wow, a year ago we had one product and we had a social media channel and a website. That was it. And here we are 12 months later, listed in nearly 80 retailers. We're working with Enterprise Ireland, we're working with Further, we're on a podcast with you.
The awards next week, hopefully.
We've 4 products, and we're going to the awards again next week. So it's really, I suppose, this process has helped us refine what our elevator pitch, if you like. Everyone talks about the elevator pitch, but
and that's something that I think is really good about startup awards, because anyone can put in an application and go, oh yeah, whatever. But then you get through the processes or the stages, and then actually going into the live judging, that's tough. It's nearly it's the nearest thing you'll probably get to Dragon's Den in a way, because the judges are all lovely and very friendly, but still you're going into town, sitting in a waiting room. Okay, when am I getting called? You're going in, is the presentation going to be right? Trying to go over in your head. It is nerve-wracking, and it's tough. And I was judging this year, but my heart goes out to people coming in, because it's not easy walking into that room to people you don't know and just going for it. It is tough.
But you said to me before we started, excitement is the same as being terrified.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or anxiety, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's the way I look at it this year. Last year I was super nervous. This year I was nervous again, but I said to myself, what an opportunity. Everything that's happened since last year has, where we are now, and all the people we've met and the networks that that we've built over the last 12 months has all come from putting yourself in that uncomfortable position. It's 15 minutes of your life. It's 7 minutes of pitching. And then it's 7 minutes of questions.
Absolutely.
And, no one's there to sort of catch out or anything.
No, it's all good. And like the thing I like about it as well is like, you get a lot of good feedback. Whereas like other times you're in that position, you're pitching, you never get any feedback, but you're always the unknown going, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? And you don't know what else you're going up against or what the decision was. But like, at least it's a nice friendly environment. You can get a good slide deck together for your own elevator pitch for when you do need to go for money. Like you're ready to go. And then also you're getting a bit of feedback, which is hard to get. So like that's such a valuable thing of the whole process. It's amazing.
I think if you look at it as it's a learning opportunity, rather than something to be kind of scared of, and you're going in worrying about your pitch, but really if you know your product and you know your business, and that's what I'm saying about it, really does give you a chance to refine what it is you're doing, and you have to tell them in 7 minutes.
Absolutely.
And that's harder than you think.
No, it is. It's a long 7 minutes. And so what does the future have for Sentro?
So we are obviously trying to develop our B2B network, which means trying to get into as many retail outlets.
More knocking on doors.
More knocking on doors, more getting in the car, driving around the country. I think we haven't been to Kerry yet, so I think we might do Kerry. We're actually going down next month for Christmas holidays, so that'll be part of the journey. But honestly, that's what it'll be. It'll be getting in front of retailers. It's training people. Like we were on yesterday morning, a Zoom call with the whole staff of Horan's health food stores as well to get them trained up on the products, and it's letting people get to know us and get to know the products, and education, because I think once people realize what's in the products and how good they actually are, then I think it's a no-brainer. They kind of go, oh God, we'll definitely try it.
I need to get this now.
So that we also have 3 new products in the pipeline. So
When are you hoping to launch these now, or?
Well, one of them is we've just launched on the website as a soft launch, so it's out of stock, but we've opened a wait list.
Very good, wow.
And we only opened that yesterday, and we've already got 10 sign-ups, so we know we're doing something right. So we're like, well, I know 10 doesn't sound like much, but in one day that is quite a lot.
Yeah,
given that we haven't pushed it or promoted it. And I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer, that product. So it's all around.
Stay tuned.
Honestly, it's called Metabolic One. So it's kind of like I don't know if I can say this, but it's like a natural GLP-1. But essentially it's a blood sugar regulation for cravings, appetite control. So helping people maintain and support their weight management journey. It's not a weight loss product. Like, we don't want to pitch ourselves as that. We're absolutely not. But I do find that even ourselves, as we get older, all the things you did when you're 20 and 30 and all the stuff you did at the gym, it just doesn't work when you're in your 40s.
It comes back to haunt you then.
Your hormones change, your metabolism changes, and there are things out there, natural ingredients, that can actually help with that.
Oh, wow.
And so that's what this product is.
And I suppose that on the back of you guys actually having this brand now, of people that bought in, like your subscribers, shall we call them, like now they're going, wow, there's another product. Brilliant. Yeah. So that's where you went from the standing start to now actually being a household brand, to like, okay, another one, brilliant. Let's see what this is like. So that's where you really get the benefit.
Well, that's the other thing. Our customers are phenomenal. Like, we have like a huge amount of 5-star Google reviews, which is actually rare in this day and age, because a lot of people don't bother with Google, or they'll just jump on social media. So we're really proud of that. But we also have lots of reviews of our products on the page. We take feedback on board, but what we're seeing is we've got customers, we're a year old, and we've customers who bought from us 10 times.
Wow,
so we know we're doing something right when people are coming back time and time again. So we're just about to launch a loyalty program. So in January, that's when we'll launch that, because there are people out there who've bought from us so many times that I'm actually starting to feel guilty. I'm like, God, I need to give you back something.
But that's great. That's a huge tip to you guys.
It is. Like, we feel good about that.
You've gone from not being in their lives to being like nearly a staple in their lives. Listen, that's great. So thanks very much for coming in. It was really an enjoyable chatting to you. Look forward to seeing you next week. Best of luck. And you're going to be doing the live pitching as well, are you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we look forward to that. Best of luck.
I don't have all the details yet, but
just go for it.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks.